As I'm getting a little bit more used to saying, it's not just me, but it's not just one other person. Got two more people. Introduce yourselves, boys.
Alex, or
Yeah, I don't mind, really. I'm just the one on the sideline and the boring one, you
Oh,
know.
that's a little harsh on yourself, mate.
Just comes in here with his phone. That's it, really.
yeah, and yeah, it's me. Well, I've used many names over the time, but ZK is probably the name you probably know me by. Should know me by, but yeah, it's been a while since I've been here last, and I think
It
it,
has
yeah,
been a little bit, yeah.
I've been away a long, long time.
yeah. Well, I've been busy with handball and practice and stuff, and then
Yeah, you
yeah,
have.
now that my back is broken and I got to Wednesday free, so yeah, prepare to see me here for the rest of the year on Wednesday.
Woohoo! Lovely to hear that. It is. It does get a little boring by myself sometimes because you get to a point and you think, well, what
Singapore.
am I supposed to say now? However, we shouldn't have that bit of a problem because we're at what I would consider quite a good track for overtaking, particularly. We're at Spa,
Hmm.
the longest track on the grid, as many of us may know already. I've luckily we've had a nice little put together of some facts by Mr. Gangster Boy. Uh, would you like to
All right,
have a
I
little
can
chat?
do it. Yeah, Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps consists of 19 corners, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. It's the only F1 track that is over the recommended lap distance, being 4 meters too long. Um, it's also the longest on the calendar, being 7.004 kilometers or 4.62 miles. The race will be contested over 22 laps with a total race distance of 154.026 kilometers. Every corner at Spa has a name except for turn 9.
And we shall get to those as we run into qualifying, which is occurring right now, actually. Um, we are about to run in. Quite a good turnout today. 16 drivers on the grid, especially for round 10 of a 15 race calendar. Is a very good turnout for quite a way into the year. We've got nearly the entire of the thing done, and yet we've still got a 16 turnout. I'm absolutely loving it. We've got a lot of chaos within today's chats, and not quite as much in the pre-race comments, to say the least. But we've had some 13-year-olds that like wine and whiskey, as well as 20 commentators and two drivers, which I thought was the perfect ratio, to be honest. Imagine trying to listen to 20 commentators at the same time. God knows how. But nevertheless, we're heading in now. 6 seconds to the start of quali. As per usual, 18 minutes, unless someone's made a really bad mistake in setting up this lobby. And other than that, we should be good to go.
All right, yeah. Um, let's. So, what do you think are going to be the strategies for today?
Now, that would strongly depend on the weather, because
Yeah.
we all know Spa is a track which is known for having mixed weather. We're up in Belgium. It's a bit dodgy weather sometimes, and whether someone's going to have to bring out a set of inters or not is going to completely change the race entirely, as far as I'm concerned. Other than
So
that,
yeah,
cars
we've
out
got
on track.
Yeah, we got first car, Mr. Cookie. First driver on their outlap. Which, so who has the best shot at pole position today? You think?
Well, Mr. Cookie's always one that contends, and obviously J-Horse as well. Both drivers that are very much within the realm of pole position. However, I did see that Rick is in the top 800 drivers on a time trial lap around this track, so he is
Wow.
most certainly with a shout. If he can put a lap together, I can't really see anything stopping him, and considering the fact
Yeah.
that he's second in the championship, he's looking in a pretty decent race running, pretty decent place running into this race.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Cookie said himself that he's not. He's better at Spa when it rains.
Ooh,
I
better
don't know.
when it rains.
Yeah, this is the only race where he prays for rain.
Okay. Well,
So
his only race win to date is in the wet. It was in the wet
Yeah.
the entire time, so it's clear that he does know what he's doing in the wet. I remember back to Silverstone. Whether he can then replicate it again today, if that rain does decide to come. I mean, the clouds above us. There's not a lot. Oh my god, I can't get my words out today. There's not a lot of blue sky up there. It's mainly white. Whether that changes tomorrow, who knows? But we just have to wait and see,
Yeah.
don't we?
So, Mr. Cookie runs a really low down for setup. You can see that in his gearing, because he had at the end of the camel straight, he had full. Whoa! Hazard is out.
Oh, what's he
Hazard is
done?
out. What has he done? What has happened there?
Oh, I know exactly what's happened to him. He's hit the tyre wall there. So if you just watch on board, oh yeah, that's quite a common accident. If you were on
Freddy.
Never Look Andy's
Yeah.
here, if you go on Jimmy Jags now, you'll see basically what's happened. He's run into the gravel trap. He's hit that really close wall on the left, and that's just completely wiped his front wheels off.
No. Wow. Yeah, that's not good.
No, you don't say. Mr. Cookie, though, he's running in Sector 3 at the moment. Will set purple times, obviously. He's the only car to have set that time. So he will be our first man to go and set a time, so long as he makes it around the final corner. He does.
Simon also fucked it into the... you can say fucked it. So... Yeah.
So 2 drivers out already, haven't posted any times. Both are Henson and Chaz Knight Rider extremely off the pace.
He spun it in a
And
rouge.
Jimmy Jags is
And
done
Smith.
at Hato Rouge and Radion. So that is his qualifying over before it even started. It is a very bad day in the office for Aston Martin. Jesus. They're having an absolute mare.
So, yeah, throughout, yeah, I'm gonna be looking at that sim guy, just running you through the different names of the circuit as they come. That sim guy is currently
he's
on
getting
an
there
outlap.
to start his lap. He's the only man on an out lap at the moment. You're either on a hot lap, on an in lap,
or in the pits,
or in the pits.
you're out of the race.
or you're out. Oh, you're out. So
Paul.
Smithy is out as
is
well.
also- What
He's
has
managed to
happened
bin it at the top chicane.
at the turn 6 at Lecom.
Well, Mr. Cookie nearly
So,
binned it there.
Jesus, it's 4 cars out, one of which set a lap 2 seconds off the pace.
Off, yeah, over. So that sim guy is currently in the bus stop chicane, and yeah, starts the lap.
Run
in
us
the
through
pit
a lap.
straight.
Run us through a lap.
Okay, goes into turn 8th gear, and turn 1 Lesource, a really low speed corner, bit of oversteer on the exit. Now the run down to Rouge and Radion. Rouge is the left-hander, and Radion is the two corners right after. Now onto the Camel Straight. High speeds, a lot of overtaking possibilities into the Lecombe, turn 5 and 6, and Malmedy, the right-hander, after that corner. Then we have Brussels, the hairpin, really low speeds, and then the only corner on the track that has no name, or you can just call it no name, turn 10 and 11 is Pouon. Lewis Hamilton in 2020 is the last driver to ever go flat out there. Then we have the Piff Puff chicane, turn 12 and 13. And then on to Campus and Paul Frere. I probably butcher those names as hard as is possible. And then turn 16 and 17 is Blanchemont.
That he went purple sector 2 as well, so we could be on target for a good sector 3.
Yep, and then into the bus stop chicane. Really heavy braking zone, and you have to get a really great run out of there.
And he didn't get that, but he's going to come across the line. It's P2.
P2, ooh,
beginning to close the gap to Mr. Cookie, but still massively out there in front. He's J-Horse has just started a flyer, so keep an eye out with him. So is Never Fear Andy's here. They're pretty much together.
Oh, he's got 3 drivers on the Camel Straight right in front of him.
Two of which passed. Yep. Two passed. I'm pretty sure next up is Never Fear Andy's here. So whether he gets a nice little toe off that, but he's gone fastest sector 1. Unsurprisingly, great little slipstream through there. Now let's see what sector 2 is, the most technical sector. So whether he's got a more sort of downforce setup, we'll just have to wait and see. Not many drivers setting times as yet. We've only got sort of 7, one of which not even going to be setting another lap. A few of them actually going on out laps again. So a couple of drivers, possibly need to get up in their game.
Yeah, I personally see it as I sometimes invalidate my laps.
Rick's still in the pits and J-Horse invalid. So he'll have to go again. Whether he'll be able to energy conserve, he's got about half energy right now. If he looks after it, he should be okay.
Out of turn 17 just now on Blanchemont, and then turn 18 and 19 in bus stop. Late braking, keeps a little bit of throttle in the chicane and gets a great, goes P6, only 6. Yeah, this can be interesting.
Rickerman still not coming out, though. Haskar, no, that's a Mercedes that is coming in, sorry. So that'll probably be what, Kavchak? Yeah. Oh no, it's not. It's that sim guy. Other than that, though, Mr. Cookie looping around. He's about to start a flyer, I'm pretty certain.
The Red Bull of the only Red Bull in the session as of now, BGR Saperi, I think.
SX Perry is what we've always said.
SX Perry, okay, yeah, okay. He's is the Blanchemont is the two fast sweeping left-handers before the bus stop chicane. For those who are wondering, he's just now coming in. He was completely out of battery. That is a big, and then there he goes into the pits.
Mr. Cookie improving his time once again. It's not by a whole lot, just 700ths of a second through sector 1 as my controller goes flying everywhere. That's him, guy, in the pits. He's coming out again now, but Mr. Cookie running through sector 2, passing no name, down towards Pouon.
Pouon, yep.
At the moment, holding on pretty nicely. Got very, very close to the corner, and it is invalidated. You can't keep your foot pinned completely, but you can't go flat out full throttle.
through Puon, but you the first of Puon. But if you get a really good grip and you slow the car down just perfectly, you can get a great run while also keeping your throttle pinned through turn 11. That requires a lot of work and is...
Mr. Cookie's going to go for
Just
another.
Knight Rider.
About Peter.
Lifeboat P2, yeah.
Yeah, Lifeboat putting in an absolutely
Purple first sector. Oh wow.
great little lap for Lifeboat. That once again closes the gap to Mr. Cookie, putting even more pressure on him for this lap. He's going again. He's not going to pit for fresh tyres. He's going to use the ones he was already on. After all, it was about halfway through the lap, wasn't it, that he's invalidated. So I'm pretty sure he's still happy to go on these tyres. Slipstreaming to the very last moment, that car there, and it is faster again, 700ths of a second through sector 1, and he spun it round in the chicane. It is not looking like his day at the moment, but with 6 minutes still to go, plenty of time to get in. Fresh set of tyres, get going again.
Sim guy is on a flyer, I think, or is he?
That Sim guy is just about to start a lap.
Yeah, start. Yep. Yep. I'm just watching him.
And Rick,
no oversteer out of turn La Source, like last time. Keeps
importantly, one of our possible pole contenders, Rick, finally leaving with J-Horse as well. Both have left the pits. Rick currently just running around Puon, and J-Horse has just run through Eau Rouge and Radion, now on the Kemmel straight. So these two drivers with very much contention of possibly winning the race, but definitely pole position with their notorious speeds. Just for context, J-Horse is ill. And yet he was still setting purple sectors, but nevertheless, that's just J-Horse for you. So, is it going to be Rick's day to top this? Yeah, to say. I mean, he's got a couple of corners to go, gets himself prepped, ready to go for a lap. I doubt he'll need a second warm-up lap. You know, it's a long enough lap to warm up, and he's going into the pits. What has he done?
Sim guy just showed what I was talking about. If you slow down just enough for turn 10 in Puon, you can go flat out through turn 11. He had half throttle into Puon, and yeah, he's going through to the bus stop chicane now. He's does he get a really good exit? No, he doesn't. But
it's a decent enough improvement, though, isn't it?
No, he doesn't improve.
Has he not improved? He said it. He called a negative on my screen. Why is he? Oh, for crying out loud! It said minus. I think it was 1.5 tenths on my screen. So why on earth it's not? He has improved. He was about 4 tenths off the pace. He's now 2.
Oh.
He has improved. He just hasn't changed positions. He's close though to Lifeboat. He is getting closer. Chaz Knight Rider and R. Henson also just behind. Chaz Knight Rider having a really good qualifying right now for the McLaren. Currently P4 though. Both Rick and J-Horse yet to settle up. J-Horse, speaking of, he is on a flyer right now, just running along the Kemmel Straight. Let's see how that lap is. It's a sector 1. It's a 19.9. It is the fastest sector 1.
Here and so J-Horse, yeah. J.O.S. set it down to Brussels, and no name. Never Fear Andy's here, just pulling off the pulling it just off into the com. So the two Ferrari drivers are separated by Chas Knight Rider, who going in, yeah, Brussels.
Notably, Lifeboat also on a outlap currently, and Mr. Cookie has just left the pit lane as well. So our top 2 drivers, as it stands right now, both on outlaps. But notably, not Mr. Cookie, J-Horse, running through sector 3 now. It's only got one more braking zone to go. He set the fastest sector 1 and 2 times. So long as he doesn't invalidate really at the bus stop, he gets through cleanly. I think we could be seeing a new provisional pole time here coming around the final
Yes,
corner.
sir.
It's a decent exit, no oversteer whatsoever. It comes across the line. It's a
And he does a fast lap.
1:43.4. It's only just 500ths of a second, but he's managed it.
Wow.
Mr. Cookie's got some replying to do though. He's still got an outlap.
Never fear, Andy's. Never
don't-
fear, Andy's here going into the bus stop chicane as well. He's on a flyer. Let's see.
And Rick really
Only
struggling
goes-
to grip on his outlap.
Only goes 7.
I don't
fastest.
think he's improved. He's improved his time there, but I don't.
Yeah,
think
he
he's
is
improved. Has
improved
he
his
improved
time.
position?
Yeah, he's now P7 was P8.
Oh, okay.
BRS Experry.
Saying
fastest
Rick
Experry.
just struggling for grip. He went for a nice little spin around on his outlap. Now running through
yeah,
sector
that's gonna-
3, really trying to get some
Oh.
heat into tyres desperately.
It looks like he has a problem.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
He does. Well,
the wing looks okay.
No, I'm talking about his.
Or the cookie combo.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh yeah, of course he was.
Mr. Cookie's just about to start a flyer, I'm pretty certain. Yep, Mr. Cookie now on a flyer, as
Need to
well
turn
as Rick just beginning his flyer as well. So the two Alfa Romeos we're going to see pretty much set their times in tandem. Rick will be first, and then Mr. Cookie, not a couple seconds back. Mr. Cookie's just entering the kennel now. Rick is a 30 dead, so about a tenth behind J-Horse's Sector 1 time as it stands. But nevertheless, Sector 1, there's not an awful lot to do. You know, only the one braking zone down in Turn 1. Other than that, he could be more set up for a little bit more cornering, though he does seem to be struggling with the rear end. The amount of times I've seen Rick go with the rear end out a little bit or spinning round, he has surprised me within the sort of 2 laps that he's done. But nevertheless, Chaz Knight Rider and that Sim Guy, that's their qualifying's over. Lifebout currently out on a lap as well. He's just in front of Rick.
Wow, we got a lot of drivers who have DNF'd this session.
Yeah, massive amount. So to be honest, Chaz
6
Knight Rider
so
and that
far.
Sim Guy, they'd have DNF'd in the pit lane just to avoid
Same way,
slowing it down.
Mr. Cookie puts a purple middle. Purple middle
Has
for
he? So
yeah.
Rick did
Purple
put
middle
purple
section.
middle, and then obviously that's been stripped from him by his teammate. Whether he'll be happy with that or not, I'm not too sure. J-Horse is still out on track though, but I don't think it's going to be
Rick has one,
all that quick
gets
of a
one
time.
lap.
Rick comes across the line. It's only P6. So not the
Wow.
sort of lap for him. Mr. Cookie's 2 cents up at the moment. He goes
And he
pole.
goes fastest.
Nearly
Wow.
4 tenths faster as it stands.
my,
J-Horse
okay.
is up on his time by about a tenth and a half as it stands, but he's going to have to do an awful lot if he wants pole
Launch
position here
Going
today.
into Belgium. Yeah. Oh, Belgium on the final. Belgium on for the final time. It's him and our Henson, really. Wait,
Henson's in the pit
no.
lane, so J-Horse will be the last man to set a time. Comes across the line now. It's ticking into the 140s, unsurprisingly. He's going to come across. It is going to be improvements, but only by half a tenth of a second. And when you're nearly 4 tenths behind, that doesn't mean an awful lot.
Wow.
So, Mr. Cookie on pole position. Comfortable margins for him.
Yeah, and he said he was better in the rain. Is that you think that's a strategic call to throw some of the drivers off?
Oh, it might be then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I expected that.
Our Henson, Mr. Cookie is actually the biggest quali merchant the world has ever seen. Which, I mean, notoriously, Mr. Cookie has put it on pole quite a few times and then binned it in the race. He kind of got a little bit known for that, so...
But holy, a lot of the drivers DNF'd. Wow.
So, yeah, there was about, I think about 4 or 5 of those were actually incidents.
4 were incidents and 2 were pit lane DNFs.
So let's do a quick quali rundown. I've only got 10 seconds, so I'm going to have to be quick about this. But Mr. Cookie on pole position and J-Horse in P2, Chaz Knight Rider P3 and Lifebout. That Sim Guy, Rick, Ra Henson, Never Fear Randy's here, Essex Perry, Blair, Smithy, Scotty, Cav Jack, Hazard, Jimmy Jags, Simon Bustfan rounds out the order. That is, without a doubt, the fastest I've ever done it.
What
Yeah.
record?
That is calm speed. You know what? I will happily take
It's
that.
great entertainment. I'm listening to. I don't have to do nothing. I'm just sat here.
Lifebow absolutely livid with himself. He said he got P2 if he hadn't invalidated. But you know what? Oh well. He's still starting in a really strong position, Lifebow. Although he's coloured orange, but I'm pretty certain he's driving for Haas. That's because that's his DRS. He's from McLaren.
Yeah, he's a
but
DRS.
he's a
right.
reserve here. That'll be why. It is Mr. Cookie's 4th pole of the season.
Okay, that's real.
Of which
And how many wins does he have?
He's managed to get 1 win out of that.
Wow.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
he is he's the ultimate quality merchant. But no
I can tell you that 2 people are on the hards, 3, sorry, and 2 people are on the softs. So.
Ooh, so interesting tactics being made. Very, very split in, what we're going for. We do have a nice little...
Wow, okay, so the pit stop strategy doesn't say hards. Wow, okay, so Mr. Cookie goes...
So yeah, Mr. Cookie and Lifebout definitely taking alternate strategies towards the top of the end, including our Henson as well. Our Henson will probably just want to hope for traffic being generated by possibly Lifebout to try and keep himself within the pace of the mediums. I definitely think our Henson's got pace, as well as Rick, who's down there on mediums. Definitely think he could be up there a little bit more. Hazard and Blair taking those soft gambles, so probably hoping for early incidents. Definitely looking at what we saw in qualifying, with incidents about all over the place, as people not quite being aware, as SX Perry, I'm pretty sure that was just spun around nicely. As I said, that comes as commentator's curse, as always. But they'll be hoping for incidents, take advantage of those safety cars, get on fresh mediums or hards, go a nice chunk of the race.
I do think we're going to see a side-by-side into our rooms. I feel like someone's going to just be that silly person.
Someone's going to do it. Someone will. Someone's going to go up Radion next to someone. And if they pull it off, instant driver of the day. Instant.
Yeah. You can't give anybody else driver of the day if that happens.
If you screw it up and you take out the other driver as well, you're not racing next week. That's a 10-second
time penalty, but who gives a shit? If you do it perfectly, then yeah.
I don't even
think you'll be in the league anymore if you do that. Yeah, I think people will I think people will not exactly be very happy with that.
I do kind of think, people on softs, want to save the car easily, but like, if that don't happen in the first 2 laps, then they've just done it themselves.
See, this is another important thing about Spa, is when you come onto the topics of safety cars, because they are long. They're the longest safety cars we have, because for the safety car can do between 2 or 3 laps in this game. That's how the game's coded. It'll either do 2 or it'll do 3. If it does 2, it's 14 kilometers. If it does 3, it's 21 kilometers. Monaco, if it does 3, it's more like 10k, isn't it? It's nearly half. What you got to think is those tyres are going to be able to go a lot further if a safety car comes out, because you've got so much time not really working them. So keep that in mind when or I said say if, but when a safety car does come out, because it usually does. Yeah, you can see the cars lining up right now. Last couple of drivers just getting themselves into position. Only one person getting disqualified there. That's it. So pretty much everyone's parked perfectly. That is lovely to see. Either way, we're going to 5 red lights.
5 lights, and And his lights out, and away we go.
And it is a dodgy start for Mr. Cookie. He's gotten off terribly. J-Horse, absolute flyer of start. So he moves up into first place almost instantaneously. The McLaren trying to loop around the back there. That's Chaz Knight Rider trying to get right on the back of Mr. Cookie. Just behind them, though, Rick's moved up into fourth. Push Lifeboat down to fifth. And it's going to be Rick that tries it. And he's going to pull it off.
Oh, he did it. He fucking did it on the first lap. How?
Oh,
And that is Hazard out of the session.
Hazard is out.
I think someone else has tried it, and he's lost
collide.
out on that. But now Rick and Mr. Cookie next to each other. Whether they can play a bit of a tactical masterclass here. That's some guy also just looping around Lifeboat there. Whether they can try and pull off a little bit of tactical play, that would be interesting to see.
I'm pretty sure that was a team collision between the two Astons there.
What's that? Oh wow.
Oh.
Does that? Wow. Okay, that's.
And that is Blair falling down the grid. What's happened to him? He's just spun it round at no name. Yeah, because Jimmy Jags is so far behind. Something's obviously happened there. But J-Horse already running away with this race.
Yeah.
Those mediums will degrade very fast, though, to be fair. So
Yeah, it won't be many laps. You know, you got to think about it. Most.
Oh, Jimmy Jags has a spin at turn 10.
Just Jimmy Jags had another spin, has he?
Yeah, he had a spin at turn 10.
There you go. You see that sim guy just trying to drag it up the inside of Chaz Knight Rider. Does so before they hit the bus stop chicane. That is exactly what he'd have wanted. No late braking involved, though. Chaz Knight Rider having to block him off. He's still right on the back of that sim guy. McLaren wants absolutely none of it. J-Horse setting the fastest lap, but lap 1, so that doesn't really count.
Yeah, Mr. Cookie got Rick passed Mr. Cookie again.
I am expecting
it's the hard tires, I think, that made Mr. Cookie get a bad start, because of course it's the hard tires, so yeah, it's not that weird, to be honest. It's not that odd, to be honest. But Rick had a fantastic start. So let's look at who got the best, most positions. So Simon got 6 positions. Rick got 4.
So he's moved up,
and Scott has
from
3. That's
from the back of the
3.
grid. I'm pretty sure Simon Barsfan was the first man to crash out, if not Hazard. But yeah, he's had an absolute blinder of a start. That sim guy has managed to sneak it past Mr. Cookie as well. So it's pole position down to 4th place at the moment. It's not looking good for Mr. Cookie. He's going to have to really find something in him to turn around. Yeah, the cookie crumbles. The cookie always crumbles. It's rare that he doesn't. All he needs is a drop of rain, and well, today.
I don't think it's that's odd, to be honest. I think it's he has hard tires, so they will degrade slower and therefore last longer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mr. Cookie is playing the long game here, but it's a matter of trying to keep him the time.
What has happened to Simon? Simon had a spin, of course, out of Paul Free.
About the hard.
So that sim guy currently lapping fastest of the front. DRS now enabled. That sim guy will just miss out on it due to that little scuffle out of turn 1. He won't quite grab it off of the back of Rick for the Camel Straight. That would have been really beneficial for him to try and catch up, but it's not going to be.
Lifeboat and Chaz Knight Rider.
I can see Lifeboat getting past there.
We'll both get the DRS.
No. Oh yeah, Chaz has, but the man in front, Mr. Cookie, didn't. And you can see Lifeboat now hanging right onto the back of Mr. Cookie. He'll be wanting to get past very soon, if not within the next couple of corners, or possibly might wait for the next
Mr.
straight.
Cookie went wide. He went wide into Brussels.
He's managed to keep it just about in front, though. He's practically hanging on for this 4th position right now. P5 and 6 right behind. So nice little contestation for just outside a podium. Still really strong points. So it will be very beneficial for whoever manages to take the position. Currently, as it stands, though, Mr. Cookie is not actually really in the best of positions, because It's not going to be long until they hit the Camel Straight once again, and
Yeah.
I'm afraid to say at this distance, he's at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if Lifeboat and Mr. Cookie stay on the hards, obviously, which they're gonna, and they just stay behind the leaders, just lurk around 2 to 3 seconds, really. I reckon I'd get a spark of enjoyment when they go on to the first set of mediums.
Yeah, because currently Lifeboat is 5.7 seconds behind J-Haw. J-Haw's.
See, I mean,
Who's
Mr.
just...
Cookie could...
So J-Haw's is just running a really lonely race. Just already 2.5 seconds in front. Over that, 2.6. So,
J-Horse by himself, and you're surprised. This is
not really.
This is BRL in a nutshell. Either way, Lifeboat is gonna run up the inside there, and my God, DRS down the Camel Straight is so powerful.
yeah.
Lifeboat comfortably in front there, not really any difficulty there whatsoever. Calm, consistent, and now catching up nice and quickly to that Sim guy.
Yeah, can Lifeboat get them back into the DRS of that Sim guy? That piece of DRS down the Camel Straight will be crucial to keep both Lifeboat, Lifeboat, Mr. Cookie, and Chas Knight Rider in the contention of podiums and or even wins, for that matter.
But as it currently stands at the moment, 1.2 seconds, 1.3. He's still quite close on. You can see him using his ERS down there right at the bottom.
Mr. Cookie at a moment going into the going out of turn.
Yeah, hence the now 1.3 second gap beginning to build. Chas Knight Rider also just 4/10 behind. Lifeboat as well has massively caught up down that straight to that Sim guy now. Just 3/4 of a second. Yellow flag sector 3. That is an Alpine. I'm pretty sure that's Simon Bass fan there. That is just spun out just at the start of sector 3. So don't worry, nothing major.
So, question is, when will Jimmy Jags be lapped, do you think? Because he's currently running out of Piff Paff.
Yeah, it's a while back.
Yeah.
For him, I don't... See, the thing is, right, is if he can pick up the pace and get a little bit more confident, then he won't be lapped for another 10, 15, maybe even right at the very end, he might just get lapped, if not at all. But if this keeps happening, then it won't be long. You know, it's...
So, Lifeboat is actually pushing that Sim guy a lot.
Oh yeah, it's half a second at the moment. You can clearly see, once you hit Sector 2, the most technical sector, you can see that gap begins to increase.
Yeah.
But that Sim guy has got pretty much, I'm going to say, about the same ERS levels. So they're not one's particularly pushing harder than the other, but for the fact that Lifeboat's on hards and that Sim guy is still on mediums, okay, they're 4 laps old, but you know what? They should still be a little bit faster than the hards at this point.
Yeah.
It's good running for Lifeboat at the moment, and he should be happy with that. And just to let you know, Elise has had to leave. He wasn't going to stay with us forever, so you won't be hearing any more of him.
Yeah, sadly. So now that they're going to a new lap, and yeah, Hazard has left the session, of course. Was surprised he stayed that long, to be honest. Lifeboat 8/10 behind. He's loose. He loses a lot of time through sector 2. He must run a lower downforce setup than Lifeboat is us. Wow, he lost a lot of time out of Lissos.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Oh, he has just about picked up DRS there, but I think that Sim guy has also got it.
Yeah, Sim guy
he has. So he's managed to nick
Rick.
it just about off to Rick. So all of a sudden, this isn't just a fight for the podium position. This is a fight for P2. If that Sim guy keeps up this pace, but you can clearly see Lifeboat's pushing that Sim guy, and that Sim guy might just end up pushing Rick. This could change the tides because if these two medium runners start speeding themselves up, Simon Bus-Fan out in the pit lane, so don't expect any safety cars there. I think he's just not, it's not been his race, and I don't think he's particularly wanted to do that anymore.
Oh, no, Lifehouse spun it.
He has, he's binned it.
Lifeboat spinned it in Piff Paff.
Oh, well, that is a shame for him after such good running, but especially with that chicane in particular, getting up on the curb is so important. Chaz Knight Rider is out. And that is a safety car, surely. I can't see that being a VSC. No, it is. It's a full course safety car.
Yeah, it's a full course safety car.
Once again, doing the exact same thing as
Rick and Sim Guy both pits, and J Hall. Everybody pits.
Yeah, I can't lie. I was not expecting anybody to particularly stay out.
Never fear, Andy's here staying out, and so does our Henson, Lifebound.
So that will be
SX
primarily for track position, but you can see all the front runners have pretty much decided to come in.
Scott pits. Let's see. RJ Blair just going to Blanchimont now, and yeah, Jimmy going through campus.
However, you can see now we're on lap 7 of 22, and our pit stoppers, you can clearly see, have made some decisions. So J-Horse, Rick, and that Sim Guy were all on mediums. They've all switched to hards. Mr. Cookie was on hards. He switched to mediums. So Mr. Cookie should have good pace advantage over all of these guys.
Mr. Cookie goes for mediums, right?
Yeah, so Mr. Cookie was, if you can remember, Mr. Cookie was on the hards to begin with.
Yeah.
So obviously he needs that separate set of tyres. But will this alternate strategy pay off, or did he need a couple more laps on those hard tyres to make it work? Not too sure. But nevertheless, that sort of podium threat is a little bit sort of died off now. Obviously he's got Calf Jack in between as well. That'll not be precisely what he wanted, but you know what? He's still in a decent position. I know it's P8, but you got to consider guys in the front haven't pit yet.
Yeah. So the ones that haven't pitted yet are Never Fear Andy's here, are Henson, Lifeboat, Calf Jack, and RJ Blair.
Yeah. So
Jimmy Jugs pitted,
Blair and Jimmy Jugs, did pit, but they pit the lap before. So unfortunate for them, because you know they've just missed out on a free pit stop. But you know what? This is a good opportunity for Jimmy Jags to get himself caught back up with the rest of the grid. Yeah. Which shouldn't take 2 laps. Yeah, considering the fact that he's just up there, so he shouldn't be forever to do this. I can see him sort of joining the pack next lap probably, as long as he's got half decent pace. Either way, we're all packed up here.
What happened to Chaz Knight?
So Chaz Knight Rider is what caused the safety car.
Yeah, what happened to him? Where did he?
Oh my god! The start of sector 3, you got that double right-hander on the second.
SX Perry just spun it out of the bus stop.
Cold tyres.
Beanced it.
Cold tyres. But on that double right-hander, right at the bottom of the track map, on the second right.
Oh yeah, Puon.
Yeah. No, not Puon.
Oh.
Turn.
The last before.
15.
Paul Frere.
Yeah. Once again,
I don't know. How
on the exit of Paul Frere, you've got a really, really close safety wall that comes out.
Yeah.
It's as clear as day that he's clipped that, the wheel's gone, he's gone spinning round and hit the other side. Exactly the same as what happened to, I think, Jimmy Jags did that. Yeah, it was one of the Astons that did it.
Yeah, the position of that reminds me of someone else's IRL in Bahrain. You know what I'm talking
Grosjean.
about? Grosjean, yeah. The position of that barrier just reminds me of.
Yeah, I've always
that.
been a little bit confused as it goes from being a racing circuit to a street circuit for that corner,
Yeah.
because the wall it's just a wall and it is right there.
Yeah,
and it is
I
quite
get,
dangerous for a racing circuit.
But I get it. But it makes sense because it's a martial art post.
Yeah.
So
and particularly you've got a massive long straight which doesn't have any DRS on it. Okay, it's got corners, but it's flat.
Yeah.
You know, you've got that just out of it. It's unsurprising that they put a big wall there, because that stops people from abusing track limits. Safety cars in this lap. Unsurprisingly, we weren't really expecting anything else, were we? But you can see it just closes in, and he probably clipped that yellow just on the left-hand side there, and it's gone running into the wall. But it just stops people from abusing track limits and getting a massively great run onto the straight, and then ultimately getting a move done on the bus stop. Either way, it is going to be the Ferrari to let us start running again. Our Henson behind as well. Good championship runner at the moment. He's not doing terribly, but it's just not been his race so far. You know, he's currently sat in P4 in the championship with 139 points. And yeah, he's just been kind of running in the middle so far. So let's see whether he can get off to a decent start. Go for it.
Yeah, there, and away they goes. Wow.
And no fear, Andy's here. Has pulled away nicely there. A little bit of scrapping in and around, but I can't really see many people going for moves. That sim guy did have a little look up the inside of Rick there, but didn't go for it eventually, as Mr. Cookie right on the back of Kapchak as well, as I think a couple of cars went a little bit haywire out of there. Blair kind of scaring at it.
Lifeboat got a fantastic run on our Henson.
Our Henson's had an absolutely terrible corner, because there goes the Ferrari of J-Horse. He moves up to P3 already, blocks off the attack from our Henson, just slows down a little bit through that corner, forces our Henson to go quite slowly on exit here. That's going to pretty much open the door for Rick to have a dive around the outside. Watching from the back of this Ferrari is amazing, but our Henson cuts across, manages to protect that corner, forces Rick to just wait for another corner. But I doubt it's going to be very long. He's going to... we had a little look.
It's not going to be Puan. It can't be... Puan is just... That is really dangerous move.
It's a dangerous move, but it's just a matter of how desperate is he to get past. Because right now, J-Horse isn't particularly running away, but it won't be long until he is. You know, he's still got life out in front of him that's pretty much dictating how fast he can go. However, J-Horse is clearly showing signs of struggling to keep up. You know, okay, it's only 0.4 of a second, but it does feel like a big gap at the moment.
But look at how either Andy got a terrible run. Either got a terrible run.
Yeah, I think he just slowed down a little bit too much. It's a good lunge, but they're going to go side by side. It's going to be about... Off goes one. There goes Never Fear Andy's here. Our Henson tries to capitalise. Isn't quite able to do so. Does have to back off there. Lifeboat. It's going to have to go around the outside here if he wants anything. But no, I think our Henson's going to try and capitalise on that. But no, he falls back again. Our Henson just cannot get a grip, basically, out of a corner. And now going pretty slowly through... Radion. That's going to allow Mr. Cookie to sneak up the outside of him. So our Henson moves down to P4, and Mr. Cookie with great pace. I think he's going to try and... he had a look to go and pass Lifeboat there, didn't he? Didn't quite pull it off. J-Horse up into the lead as well. Managed to get past Lifeboat down that straight. No problems for him. Our Henson just behind Mr. Cookie, also having another little look. Possibly just opening the corner up. Maybe a slightly later exit. Could get a move done soon, possibly not. He's now got to wonder about the threat of that sim guy right behind him as well. It's been nothing short of a little bit of chaos straight after this safety car. still very, very close between a lot of drivers up here at the front.
The top 6 are all inside of the DRS.
Yeah, it's lovely and contested. Absolutely loving to see these intervals. They are things of absolute joy. That sim guy is going to go to the outside at the start of the bus stop chicane. It's a very late apex, but that means it sets him up nicely for the inside line there. Doesn't get the exit he desired, but will he be able to get it up in the midsection? He does level it out, but he's going to have to go around the outside here. I don't think he's going to go for it, but rather a nice little switchback move. No, he doesn't quite pull it off. That possibly could have opened the opportunity up. But Rick doesn't capitalise as our Henson begins to pull away nicely, though running through Radion.
He has to slow down a bit, doesn't he?
He did. He had to slow down. He wanted to go faster through Radion there, but wasn't able to due to a car in the way. And Rick as well, absolutely soaring down the Kemmel straight. DRS wide open.
Have a really, really high downforce setup.
Yeah, as well. DRS open once again after the safety car, showing just how prominent it is. And SX Perry retires, and that is a full course yellow. Whether it's a safety car or not, I'm not too sure.
It was at the exit of.
It is a safety car. Safety car. We have a safety car.
Oh no!
Again. What did we get? 2 laps? 2 laps of racing?
Yes. No more than that, I think.
You know what? It's I've seen worse.
Yeah, same. Can't say I haven't seen the worst. Oh no! Lifeboat looks up into the bus stop and he goes
Lifeboat throws himself into the pits. Unsurprisingly, 10 lap old hards. He'll be wanting to get rid of them. That looks like a set of mediums to the end of the race.
Henson also pits.
Can't help but notice, but the colouring of the game has changed a lot. It feels a lot brighter than it did earlier. Could that possibly signal weather change? Perhaps there is no blue spots in the sky anymore. It's now all just white and grey.
It's grey. Are you thinking the same as I'm thinking?
That sounds like rain.
Rain. And that's Mr. Cookie's favourite.
Currently sat P2 just behind J-Horse.
If it starts raining, I think Mr. Cookie I think Mr. Cookie will be really happy if it starts raining.
Notably, J-Horse, we've had 2 wet weather races. Obviously, Silverstone and France. Did pretty decent. He didn't have the best races at Silverstone. I'm going to be totally honest. I think he came, P4, I want to say. Let me have a little check. After Silverstone, J-Horse did become P4, but after France, he won it. So J-Horse, very much mixed ability in the rain. I say he came P4, and that's still a very decent result. However, he was about sort of 12 seconds off of Mr. Cookie down in P4, so not really ideal for him. But then he won the changeable weathers of France. Rick falling down the order. Now back of the grid.
Someone's been giving a 5-second time penalty for severe collision. I think that was Jimmy Jags who got penalty for severe collision with Kafchak.
Okay. Yeah, because Rick just fell down the order there quite drastically, and I think he's now going to have to stay in P10, which is the last thing he wanted. Either way, he's going to have the safety car for another lap, even though the entire grid is formed. He's still going to be with us. That's just because you can't have 1 lap safety cars, pretty much.
Makes sense, yeah. And it being 14 for 2 laps. It's 14, over 14 kilometers. Safety car lap, or safety laps, yeah, and safety car, which is that's a long lap behind the safety car. Yeah, this can be Chestnut. Yeah, okay, he's left.
Alrighty, and just wait. We've only got one driver that's not tied up to the back of the pack, and that is Jimmy Jags.
What's happened to him?
Probably either a pit or a spin, to be honest. He's on 4 stops already, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was another pit stop. Currently on 6 seconds of penalties, though. Jimmy Jags, go on. I think it's his least penalties this season.
Is it?
It might be.
Wow.
Only 6 seconds. There's another driver with the same amount of penalties as him. That does say a lot.
Yeah, Calf Jack. He might have actually served the a 5-second time penalty in the pits. Yeah, that makes sense, I think. Yeah, that makes sense.
And just another important sort of bit of noting, we are over halfway through this race. It's gone by pretty quickly, hasn't it? Halfway through this race already, and I still feel like we've still got so much more of it to go. We're on lap 13. You might be thinking, well, that's not very long, only 22 laps. We are on such a long track, honestly.
Safety car's in.
Yeah. Even though it's not like a massively long lap, it's just such a high-speed track, isn't it? You've got loads of areas where you're comfortably sitting in sort of like 6th, 7th, 8th gear for so much time. It's unbelievable. So, J-Horse, someone who's very, very used to getting races underway, will be doing it today for our second restart of the day. Mr. Cookie right behind, a man who's been in pretty decent form over the last couple of races.
Cookie,
but
did not expect
J-Horse,
that.
yeah, exactly. I was about to say
Early
that was
restart.
completely unexpected. J-Horse
Yeah.
has absolutely flown away with it quite early on. Bit of a wibble wobble out of the final exit, but that doesn't really make much of a difference. He's still already 9/10 up heading into turn 1. J-Horse, with his tactics
genius.
as usual, that's a man who's got a brain right there. Smithy moves up to P4. He's got himself past Scotty of the Alpine, who's now got a lifeboat right behind as well, who wants to also get past the Alpine, who takes a very...
But Scotty gets a really great run, though, on Smithy.
Yeah, and Lifeboat nearly had both of them there, but he had to just hold off for 2 seconds. And
They're
I think
going
he's
three
going
wide. They're
to...
three
It's going to
wide.
go 3 wide, isn't it?
3 wide
Into the chicane we go. And
Oh,
oi, there it goes.
What the hell
There's
happened
the
there?
collision. And the Alpine just skating
that's
off.
almost as bad as Hamilton's crash with Alonso.
Yeah, I mean...
That was a Mercedes and an Alpine.
that was a Haas and an Alpine. It's close enough.
Yeah.
Both like white and grey. Close enough.
Yeah, close enough, I guess.
But nevertheless,
Also, this-
one driver remains of the Haas team. Lifeboat comes out of that pretty much unscathed and in P4. So, solid bit of run for him. Rick down in P6 at the moment. Not in the place where he really wanted to be, but he's still got a lot of time to catch up. I'd say that we've got a couple, sort of 8 laps to go.
It's lit up a bit more, actually. The clouds have
It
disappeared.
has, yeah. The blue skies are coming back. It was a bit of a scare, but it doesn't really look like it. And Belair has retired at the exact same place as. Oh, hey, there we go. There's the triple yellows.
And
It's a safety car.
No way.
Safety car is out. Mr. Cookie dives into the pit lane along with that sim guy. Lifeboat, Rick, Scotty.
Oh no.
Jimmy
James.
Jags is in the pits. He's not even last.
Oh my my god, this is...
And it is now, it's going to be nothing short of chaos in the pit lane as everyone comes in for a set of soft tyres by the looks of it. Oh yeah, no one going for anything else other than a set of softs.
Oh,
So
wow,
a couple of drivers betting on lasting. So J-Horse right now in a really bad position.
Smithy got winged out and changed his wing.
So J-Horse, R. Henson and Never Fear Andy's here are the only drivers to not be on soft tyres. Calf Jack has had nothing short of absolute miracle work. Now on soft tyres, 3 laps old, but you've got to remember, well, 2 of those laps were under safety car, so essentially probably what 1.5 lap old tyres. Nevertheless, he's going to have another couple of laps under these tyres. They're going to happily go to the end.
Calf Jack has gone up 10 positions.
I know, he's absolutely jumped everyone there.
He has got 6 seconds of penalties, so he got to be praying for no more safety cars, because if there comes another safety car, late safety car, he's screwed.
Yeah,
he will end
that's
up
his race
lost.
Pretty much finished for. But something I did notice around Eau Rouge, there's been a couple of drivers that have just been slightly adjusting their lines if they've been following someone through Eau Rouge and up Radion. And by the looks of it, we've been seeing a lot of slingshots up on the Kemmel Straight, haven't we? And I'm pretty sure that's where they're originating from. The car behind is shifting out to the right and really coming in with quite a tight turn through Eau Rouge, and then flying up Radion is pretty much a straight line for them, which is why they're getting such a slingshot. Obviously it's not the fastest way around normally, but if you're behind a car and you've got that slipstream, that's kind of why we've been seeing cars that have been absolutely slingshotting themselves up Eau Rouge.
So we're going to get 5 laps of racing. Unless we got another safety car, we're going to have 5 laps of racing.
Which is why everyone has fit a set of soft tyres.
J-Horse was really unlucky because he was.
I think
just
he just missed it.
He just missed it. He was just out of bus stop when the safety car came out.
Yeah, J-Horse in deep trouble here. He's going to have to channel his inner Fernando Alonso and defend like hell if he wants to survive.
No, not like hell, like a lion.
Yeah.
You gotta defend like a lion. Tell Esteban to defend like a lion.
And he's gonna disobey the Ferrari Fernando, and he probably won't leave the space very much. It'll be personally just like closing gaps. That's the most important thing around Spark. Close the gaps.
But for Calf Jack have to build up a 6-second gap.
I mean, yeah, I'm not expecting Calf Jack to win this race, but he's put himself in a really good position to score good points.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about he has 6 seconds of time penalties. And to get the podium, he has to build up a 6-second gap to every other the drivers behind him. So currently it's last place.
Yeah, but you never know. You know, there's a lot of other penalties as well. You got Jimmy Jones and Scotty. They're also on 6, as well as 4 other drivers on 3. And you got to remember as well, drivers are going to be pushing like considerably more.
So let's look at J.O.'s as fastest lap by 3.5 tenths.
Yeah, J-Horse absolutely flying around. He's very, very good at picking up fastest laps. So as we are seeing once again. Once again, we'll be starting the pack. Whether he's going to go for the same tactic or whether he's going to try something else. Either way, our Henson will probably be a little bit more on his toes now as he's seen what's happened further up. He'll be trying to just keep as close to J-Horse as possible whilst leaving a decent enough gap to slingshot if he can. But J-Horse in control here. Will he be able to pull another second masterclass, or will it be more like a second behind after a couple of corners? Just have to wait and see.
Wow, Henson was very far behind. There. So out of the second Blanchimont corner, and he does it again. He does it again.
He has. He
pulls
pushed away early again. So I reckon he just waits. As soon as the game allows him to go, he goes. Doesn't give any time to anyone else. And with that, it's not quite 8 tenths, but it's still 6. He'll be happy with that. He's got R. Henson behind him, who's also on not soft tyres.
And Kavchak hasn't exactly got the best launch either. You look, he's already almost 8 tenths behind R. Henson. And
Nevertheless, pretty quiet out on track, but Mr. Cookie absolutely soaring through. See you later, Mr. Cookie. See you later, Kavchak. Mr. Cookie soars himself up into P3 there as Kavchak falls right down to the back of the grid. So I think he's had an incident there. He is still in the race, though. Don't worry, he's not out. He's just dead last as Jimmy Jags also falls to the back of the grid. So Kavchak, Jimmy Jags, P10 and 11. Mr. Cookie now.
Jimmy Jags is left.
Shocker. Mr. Cookie now in a really, really good position to win this race. He hasn't picked up penalties.
He is very far behind, though. Really far behind our Henson.
You say really far behind, it's 1.3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's not massively. 1.1 now,
true,
1.
Actually, yeah,
I can see Mr. Cookie winning this, you know. He's on fresh soft tyres. J-Horse. Like 9 lap old mediums, is it? What is it? What's he on? 10 lap old. 10 lap old hards.
And
R. Henson 5 lap old mediums. You know what? He might be a fraction slower than R. Henson at the end of the race. But other than that,
this is anyone's game, I think.
That sim guy should be able to get himself pushed past. I never fear Andy's here. He might just be able to catch up in the last couple of laps here if he can get past on this corner particularly. He's going to have to launch one round the outside. Big slingshot there from the Alfa Romeo. Doesn't quite pull it off, but that sim guy is going to try again. Of course he is. And he's going to try and launch one up Eau Rouge. He's going to go round the outside. Jobs are good, and he's sent Never for Andy's here going quite slowly. That's going to give the opportunity for the Haas to go to the left-hand side. Is the Alfa Romeo is going to try and soar through the middle. Either way, though, is Rick going to be able to get himself past? He's going to have the inside line here. Yes, he does. Never fear Andy's here. Pulls down to 7th. Mr. Cookie now half a second behind our Henson as well, so that gap didn't last particularly long. And the Alfa Romeo right behind Lifeout as well.
This is the top 3 have not picked up penalties. Never fear Andy's here is also not picked up penalties. Let's see. Wow, okay. Look at how many penalties that sim guy has. He's got 8 seconds worth of penalties.
Oh dear. So right now, Never Fear Andy's here is in a lovely little position, isn't he?
Yeah.
Only considering Rick managed to get himself past Lifeout, and that sim guy has stopped on track. He's done the exact same thing as everybody else and hit that corner. Mr. Cookie is going to launch one up the inside of our Henson here at the bus stop chicane. He gets the move done. Mr. Cookie up into P2. He's now got 6 tenths, or never 7 tenths, to the back of J-Horse. It's lap 19 of 22. DRS now enabled.
DRS is now enabled.
This could be a great opportunity to get this race wrapped up.
Wow. We got, what, 19, 20, 21.
Still got 4 laps of racing. We've still got a little while. He doesn't have to do it immediately, but put pressure on J-Horse. Hope for a mistake, you know. J-Horse right now is essentially going to have to just go into defending heaven and hope for the best, because Mr. Cookie has got such a pace advantage on him. It is utterly ridiculous, and I can't see him winning if he doesn't do this properly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So our Henson has actually fallen a bit behind.
Well, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He's on mediums, isn't he? He's not going to be able to keep pace. Right now, Mr. Cookie really pushing along J-Horse as well.
Oh, no. And there it goes.
There goes the penalty for Never Fear.
Yeah. Only the top 3 doesn't have penalties.
Oh,
Wow, that's... One measly... Oh, no! Mr. Cookie!
No! Mr. Cookie! No! Mr. Cookie! No! And there goes Rick!
No! There's no way!
It's an Alfa Romeo horror story! Mr. Cookie, DNF, slap 19 of 22, fighting for the lead, and Rick spins on the same corner, sending Alfa Romeo well and truly into the mud after what looked like an amazing weekend for them. They could have been up there in the Constructors' Championship.
Mr. Cookie,
but no.
What have you done?
That was an amazing opportunity for Alfa Romeo.
It's going to be a safety car.
It's 3 yellows. Is it a safety car or is it a VSC?
It's a safety car. It's
a safety car. We got another safety car.
No! No, the race is going to end behind the safety cars. No, we're going to have a 1 lap of racing.
It's going to be 1 or 2 laps, yeah.
And 4 drivers are pitting. 4 drivers are pitting. Either R. Henson or... Yeah, I think R. Henson has the best shot, I think. Let me just check. Penalty-wise, that same guy has 13 seconds worth of penalties.
My goodness.
Man,
Alfa Romeo.
He got way too eagerly on the throttle out of turn
15.
15, yeah, turn 15. He didn't hit the barrier. He didn't hit the outside barrier though. He just spun around. He got way too eager on the throttle.
Yeah, well, that was pretty much an amazing opportunity there for Alfa Romeo to pick up great championship points. Had Mr. Cookie gone on to win, he would have closed the gap to his teammate Rick and could have caused a little bit of mayhem, but it wasn't his day. And for Rick, he's now behind the other Ferrari of Never Fear Andy's here, both on equal penalties as well.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles.
That is just the way. Yeah, so it sometimes moves itself up a little bit just to give us what will be 2 laps of racing.
Yeah, 2 laps of racing.
2 laps, just 2 laps to go.
Oh my god, J-Horse, for the 3rd time this evening,
we'll be starting the pack. And I cannot lie, as of right now, you know, I say J-Horse has got a decent opportunity right now. That Sim guy has got the pace to get in front of J-Horse.
But also the penalties.
But the penalties are then going to just re-promote him up. However, and he goes again super early, unsurprisingly. Though I'm interested by this tactic now because Smithy and that Sim guy, not only are they going to be clued up, but they're also a hell of a lot faster.
Oh, look at our Henson. He's
Henson already. That Sim guy launches one round the outside of Smithy there. It's closed off slightly, so it's just not going to quite be. He's going to have to. Oh, he's going to have to do it at Radion, isn't he? He is as well. He's going to swoop up the inside. See you later. Nice move by him.
Smart decision by Smithy, not letting. But look at J-Horse. It's already up.
Already a second. See, this is exactly what I was expecting. If cars fought behind, then it was going to be pretty much game over.
2 drivers without penalties.
I've just seen Mr. Cookie's crash. Oh, it's so sad. It's such a sad sight.
I was watching Mr. Cookie as it happened. But if you look at the penalties, if R. Henson sticks under 3 seconds behind Smithy, R. Henson gets P2. And he passes Smithy.
Yeah. If anything, R. Henson wants to just get past J-Horse here on the last lap. It's possible. Yeah, it's a distance, but it's possible. He might just be able to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And
we will not have DRS stop. there will be no DRS.
There will be no DRS, but I have a
because
weird...
it's only 2 laps.
I have a rather weird and rather suspicious feeling that sim guy might just let our Henson pass us. Mr.
Yeah,
Cookie,
he did.
not Mr. Cookie,
He
sorry,
just did.
that sim guy. Well, yeah, I don't think that was quite intentional, as he did slam the wall whilst doing so at the same time. But this is now going to be a final lap bout between our Henson and J-Horse. Most likely going to go down to the last couple of corners. It's still a bit of a gap. It's 9/10 of a second as of right now. 8/10. It's going to be just watching timing intervals until they get close enough to have a proper scrap. Can our Henson find the pace on the soft tyres? But more importantly, can he get past J-Horse, known to be very good at defending?
48%.
That sim guy picks up another
Henson,
3-second time penalty.
Yeah.
And it's a yellow flag in sector 1. That's Jimmy Jags out, going up Radion. Nothing will occur its last lap.
Yeah, nothing. There won't be a safety car.
Why am I? I'm genuinely nervous right now. Like genuinely. This feels like Abu Dhabi.
Henson got a great run out of.
Yeah, he's caught up massively. It's a quarter of a second.
What happened there?
I think he just had to back off ever so slightly. J-Horse essentially just not going quick enough for him. This really feels like Abu Dhabi last year in real life.
I was thinking
I'm so nervous right now. J-Horse defending for his absolute life. He's just trying to get round the corners. But he knows the bus stop is coming up, and we know what's going to happen at the bus stop.
But our J-Horse has more battery than our Henson.
Our Henson has got the run. He's going to go side by side much, much earlier than we were expecting. These two are just going to sit alongside one another the entire time. J-Horse got the battery. Our Henson's got to dive here, hasn't he? He's got to dive. He's not going to.
He doesn't. No.
He's not dived. He's going to have to hope for a J-Horse mistake here or just get the exit of his life. It's not going to happen. J-Horse holds on.
Wow. Holy crap.
J-Horse wins on 16 lap old hard tyres. He has been going on them for a light year and he's done it. J-Horse.
This is from the first safety car. The tyres are from the first safety car.
J-Horse holds on. Never Be Randy's here, picks up a driver of the day. And our Henson, so very close. J-Horse, be right back, throwing up. Well, your avatar can sit and celebrate for you. J-Horse, whilst possibly with his head in a toilet right now, has won here in Belgium. And his teammate, Never Fear Andy's has managed to pull P3 on podium on penalties.
What?
Never Fear Andy's is on the podium. Come on.
Wow. So a Ferrari 1-3, is it? And then a Williams.
It is.
Henson.
It's J-Horse has won it.
Gets...
So
yeah,
the yellow-coated Ferraris win once again. J-Horse picking up a win here at Spa with our Henson in P2. This is a really solid race for him for the championship. Can pretty much run away with it from here. Our Henson in P2 for the Williams and the Scotsman. Never Fear Andy's here, the second Ferrari. It's a double Ferrari podium today. I don't think that's happened yet this season, so it's absolutely lovely to see. Lifebout in P4 and Rick in P5, the best of the Alfa Romeos, because he survived. Smithy in P6 and Kafjak P7, with that sim guy in P8, Jimmy Jags in P9 and Scotty in P10. Scotty didn't finish though, as well as Mr. Cookie, Blair, Essex Perry, Chaz Knight Rider, Bast Fan and Hazard. Although notably, Mr. Cookie picked up the fastest lap of the race with a 1:46.629, comfortably faster than anybody else on track. Wow, what a race, and what an interesting bit of interviews we're going to have.
So I got a. It's later for me than for you guys. It's an hour.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's
calm, mate. Honestly.
10:17 p.m. for me. So I will be signing off for now. But I will be here next week. Yeah, I will. You will see me hear from me next week, and yeah, I'm signing off for now. I've been CK. Thank you all for watching, and this has been a great race.
Well. So it is just going to be me for our little chats today. Never fear, Andy's here, and our Henson need to join. There we go. They're in as well. So we'll just wait for that. So we just wait for some people to join, but whilst that time, I shall give you some nice little music for you to sit and wait to. You alright, mate? Yeah, this is what it's like, my friend. This is what it's like. Oh, have you got your settings on for sharing your voice? I've just quickly checked because obviously, being it's your first time, a lot of people don't have it on. I believe it's in your three dots on the voice chat, and then go voice chat settings, and then share your voice. Just switch that to allow. That should do it. I've got myself. I'll just wait. We'll do P3, then P2, and then we'll do J Horse if he's able to talk and not throwing up.
There we go. Perfect. Yeah, so I'm a noob coming into this. This is the victory parade. I didn't think
Yeah,
I'd get a
so
podium.
let's have a little chat. Qualifying. How did your quali go?
Seventh, P7.
P7, so strong quali.
I bottled quali. I'm much faster than time trial, but I bottled quali.
So I'm guessing Spa is one of your more favourable tracks, to say the least.
Well, given the fact that I finished on the podium, yeah, I'd probably agree. I'd have to agree.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've seen a double Ferrari podium. Are you
Yep.
you happy to bring some? This will be some good points for your championship as well for your fights.
Yes, of course, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Tell me, how did the race go?
So I'd started in the mediums, and I went for the long stint, and I actually led my first 2 laps in this league as well. I'll be under the safety car. But still, still led my first 2 laps in this league. So pretty chuffed with that. And then I was coming to the bus stop after the first lap after the safety car, and there was contact with Lifeboat, and I spun, and then just went in the pits for the hards, and I just stayed in the hards. While everyone else went in the pits for the softs, I stayed out because I thought there was going to be another safety car. Lo and behold, there was, so that's when I went in for my softs then to the end of the race.
Yeah, so you pretty much did you? I'm guessing I didn't actually see it, to be honest. Everyone finished so quickly. Did you pick up yours from the from penalties? Pick up the podium, or were
I
you?
think so. Yes, I think so. I had 3 second penalties, 3 second worth of penalties.
Yeah,
For track
because
limits.
obviously I know that sim guy spun
Yeah,
on the last lap, so I know that you must
yeah.
have gained a position there.
Yeah, and
But
then I think
yeah,
it was either Rick. It was either Rick that got a penalty. I think Rick got a penalty in the bus stop chicane, and then Lifeboat was trying to. He cut the chicane and tried to overtake me on the last corner, but I just done him on the line, you know.
mm.
So yeah, pretty chuffed. Pretty chuffed.
So yeah, should we expect to see you here next race at the
No,
Zandvoort?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm basking in the glory there now, so I'll take it. I'll take it, mate. I'll take it.
Oh, you know what? Honestly, enjoy it.
Yeah, will
Next
do.
time, you come for P2, and then I reckon we see a win within
Not
by the
happening,
end
mate.
by the
Not
end of
happening.
season 3. I want to see
But
both
maybe
Ferraris
season
have
three,
won.
maybe season three, maybe season three. I'll give it season three. I will give it season three.
And
Right.
yeah, should we do your 3-word race roundup?
A 3-word race roundup. Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyable. I run with no assist, so I enjoy every race that I do. You know what I mean? It's always challenging, and I would say that the third one was challenging as well. So yeah, chaos, enjoyable, and challenging.
Nice. Well, congratulations on your podium, and enjoy it.
Cheers, mate.
No problem. Alrighty, so shall we have a nice little chat with P2? How?
Hello.
What an ending!
I'm still shaking. I'm still shaking from it.
I usually don't cut right to the very ending, but the ending. Talk us through.
Well, I had Mr. Cookie in my ear after his crash, obviously. He just told me to... Well, I'm talking about the last few corners here. He just told me to get a better exit. So I I tried to get a better exit, and I did. I was right alongside J-Hawes, but his setup proved better than mine in the end on the straights.
So yeah, throughout that entire last lap, right, it was... I'm guessing that you must have had more downforce, because every single corner, I noticed on one of the corners, you had to slow down, didn't you? Because you were going to ram into the back of him.
Yeah, I hit him once on the last lap.
So,
But yeah, I was running I was running 10-12 wings to J-Hawes' 2-4. So
oh yeah, that will
yeah, it
probably
wasn't-
be why.
I tried a cheeky dive bomb into the bus stop as well, but I was just too far back.
Yeah, we did see you just switch to the outside and be like, it's a bit far off, but you know what? It might just happen. Might have a glimmer of hope in that move, and then I saw you move back in. I was like, yeah, I can't see this getting pulled off. But either way, still, nevertheless, P2, good race for you. How do you feel about still picking up a P2?
I think it's like my third or fourth P2 of the season, to be honest. I don't know when my win's coming.
Yeah, I was about to
Yes.
say, you're here quite a lot, and yet I don't think you've won any of them.
I won once in last season in Monza. That was also a chaotic race, everyone's crashing.
Mm. And I mean, at the start of the race, it didn't seem like it was all going to go your way, and then it kind of just did. I mean, it was an okay qualifying from you, wasn't it? It wasn't anything spectacular.
No, I messed up like 3 of my laps at the end, so I only had my first lap that I did to put me on the grid.
Mm. And
So in the in the race, yeah, I started like I think it was 8th or 7th. I just
mm,
stayed there for a few laps, and then after the first safety car, it was me and Andy won too, which I was not expecting. It was very random, to be honest,
yeah,
with how we got up there.
yeah, I know. You kind of just went up, down, and then all of a sudden in for the win. But it wasn't quite meant to be. With that, shall you do your three-word race roundup?
Yeah, I'm gonna nab one of Andy's words, chaos,
Yeah, unsurprisingly.
uh, and nervy. I'm still shaking from it. Mhm.
And
And
to top it off,
I can't think of another one. Probably a bottle for Mr. Cookie.
yeah, yeah, not his race, was it? Not his race.
Nah,
So very close. Well, thank you anyway. Congratulations on
thank you.
P2, even if it wasn't possibly quite what you were going for. And yeah, nevertheless, enjoy P2.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, I won't keep you here for long since you're an ill boy, but a win nevertheless. You happy?
Yes, I am happy, but I'm also on the verge of death. So mixed emotions right now.
Yeah. Um. Well, I think it's only fair if you talk about that last lap as well. Um, how much, to be honest, even with Mr. Cookie, how much were you expecting to actually win that race?
um, I guess it was I Hansen on mediums and Becky on softs, and I think we still have about 5 laps to go. So I thought maybe I could have a lot better straight line speed. So obviously there's only maybe
Hmm.
1 or 2 places to overtake in Spa. So I thought I had a good chance, and then the last safety car, I thought that was probably it. But I think our Hansen got caught up behind Simbai and Bethy,
Yeah.
which just gave me enough, maybe like 8 tenths, just to be able to be ahead going into the I guess second to last corner, whatever it is. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I had the better straight line speeds, and yeah, I did. I know he sent one up the inside, and I did close in, and I probably shouldn't have done that because if that goes wrong, then I'm facing the wrong way, and that's probably a lot of points lost. But yeah, it worked out in the end, so I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, it was a race.
But yeah, I was about to say, on points wise, the two closest competitors, um, Rick, I mean, our Henson's still put in a shift here, but
Yeah,
big points for you today.
big points. Yeah,
Big
it's good.
points.
It's good.
Are you feeling quite confident running into now the final five of the championship?
Yeah, I think it always does help when you have a big old buffer to I don't have to push every lap of every race. I can pick my battles and yeah, just I wouldn't say bring it home because it's not as easy as that, but yeah, there's less to do, which
Yeah.
is nice.
So, oh, go on then. We'll do your three waves sort of roundup because I can tell you do not sound well.
Yeah, I'm not. As soon as that race finished, I ran to the toilet and threw up.
Oh,
And yeah, but I wouldn't miss this for the world. It is a lot of fun, and but it has made me feel. This is going to set me back about 5 days now.
oh, lovely. Well,
3 word race round of oh god, nervy. Oh, actually no, straight line speed.
straight line speed. I gotta say that was your superpower in disguise. Was your straight
Did
line
help.
speed? It's saying 4-2 wings in comparison to what our Henson had, what, 10-12s.
10, 12, yeah, that
Definitely
was,
made the difference right at the very end.
looks like it. Good
Yeah.
choice in the end.
Either way, congratulations on your win, and I do hope you feel
Thank
better
you,
for
mate.
next week.
And
Although,
obviously,
do we have a break
go on.
week?
Yeah, we've got a break week and
We've got a
then
break.
Netherlands, I think. Yeah.
Are you particularly confident running into Netherlands?
Yes, I like I like Van Zandvoort. It's a pretty good track for me. So
I say
yeah,
it
should be
should
a
be
good
a
one.
good race actually. I don't think I've ever seen a league race at Zandvoort, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'd be good. I mean, it's tough to pass, so it might be a bit of a bore fest, but
Yeah,
we'll,
but
we'll try and
a
make it
safety
next.
car should shift it all up, shouldn't it?
There will probably be about 15 safety cars, so you're gonna have to fill a lot of time.
Yeah, we're getting pretty used to filling in for safety cars.
Yeah, you can be experts at it now, aren't you?
I know, pros, honestly. Anyway, enjoy your win, and yeah, hope you feel better for next race.
Thank you, mate, and obviously congratulations to Andy on his podium because he bloody well deserves that.
Cheers,
He's been trying for a long time.
Anyway, all three of you, enjoy the rest of your weeks, and we'll see you for Zandvoort.
Appreciate it. Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Catch it. Bye.
Alrighty, so that about wraps up today's race. I do hope you've all enjoyed. I'm not going to stick around for particularly long. I've got to go do stuff fun. I know. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weeks. I've been the Castristics. I did have the Gangster Boy with me, but he left just after the race finished. Thank you.